Welcome to the 12th episode of the Wonder of Star Wars The Old Republic. On the last episode, I left you guys on a bit of a cliffhanger, and I put up a poll to see what you guys would think that Javiik would do in this situation. Would he choose the dark side option, looking for credits to help escape? Or would he choose the light side option and potentially help veterans of the war regain their limbs, cybernetic ones at least? And I was very interested to see that you guys actually mostly voted about 60% light side. So although you've seen Javiik really grow strong in the dark side of the Force and really start to embrace it, you still think he is very much what he was before he started all this. A fairly decent, sentient being, and who would still do things to help others. So we're going to choose the light side option for this quest, and we will not steal the data.
Healing the unfortunate is worth more than money.
Wonderful. You've restored my faith in others. Although we still have a problem. Unless they think you succeeded, whoever sent you will certainly try again. Download some other data from that console. Anything, it doesn't matter. Deliver the spike as you promised. By the time your contact realizes the truth, my real data will be safely secured elsewhere.
How sinisterly plotted. You may have missed your true calling.
Comes from years of working for a sociopath. Doesn't mean I want to be one. Thank you again. Deliver the false data, and everything should be all right.
Oh, I'm really happy that you guys chose that option. I know being dark side can be very fun, especially when you're just playing on a character that isn't very story-based. And the Sith Inquisitor especially is very fun to choose the dark side options because the voice actors, especially for the female Inquisitor I found, but even for the male Inquisitor, can be very snarky and fun and a little bit crazy. But light side definitely still fits Javiik's demeanor and his personality a lot better than dark side does. Maybe that will change somewhere down the road, though. We don't know yet. I can only imagine that Javiik's going to see more and more that might twist and warp him towards the dark side. But we're still only on our second planet. We've got a lot more ways to go. And so now that we finished up with all the little side bonus quests, oh, I wish I could sneak around right now. We can go head to the main part of Grathan's estate. And we are looking forward to this because we get to finish our class story there, or rather continue it. And we also get to go and see Revan's mask. We'll find it hopefully somewhere in Grathan's estate. You got this, Kimbal. I'll just leave you behind and run away. And I'm also personally looking forward to going to Grathan's estate because we have our personal story ties there. We've said that Javiik's master at some point had to leave Droman Kos, where his home base was, and he left behind his lightsaber, though Javiik doesn't know that. Ooh, here we go. Which one is this? Is this the Mask of Revan? No, this is my main class quest. Let's have a chat, Doctor.
Please, tell me Lord Zash sent you. Please, I can't stand it here any longer. I don't want to die.
Are you Grathan's cyborg expert in chains?
Yes, I am. And I got just what you need. Just what Lord Zash ordered. My finest work yet, though I don't quite see what the use of it is.
If you hope to trick me into revealing something, your hopes are poorly placed indeed.
No, I don't want to know any more than is good for me. I'm just warning you. Lord Zash commissioned this weapon against cyborgs. The thing is, most cyborgs are only 10% machine. You need someone at least 50% machine for the neutralizer to do any real damage.
Thank you for warning me.
If you want it, take it. It's only a prototype, but I guess it'll work if there's one droid you really want to bash. It's in the lab building, can't be missed. But Grathan wouldn't let me have the power cells I need to power it. You'll need to steal those off his droids.
Ooh, we got dark side option of kill him, time to shut him up and keep your lips sealed. I think we're gonna stick with the light side line here.
Don't say a word about this to anyone.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm very curious to learn at what point, what is Javiik's breaking point in terms of light side and dark side. Apparently it wasn't killing slaves, wasn't hearing about atrocities, it wasn't going through the trials on Korriban. Oh, we can go turn this one in now.
You've returned. The sounds of battle echoing through the compound was like music. Made me want to dance. Well, don't leave me in suspense. Did you download the cybernetics data? Are we going to be rich?
So this is the one we faked. So yeah, I totes
It's
got
right
the
here.
data.
Have it.
Finally! Oh, I've waited so long for this moment. Everything is in place. I'll send the data spike to my contacts so they can extract and verify the data. It'll be raining credits before you know it. I'm so grateful you crossed my path. You've made my dreams come true.
The first line is for now anyway. That seems a little unsubtle.
I'm just glad I could help.
Once my contacts authenticate the data, you'll see a sizable deposit of credits. Let's hope we got everything off that console.
Sorry, Javiik, I don't think you're ever going to see that sizable sum of credits. You will see. Level 21 though, that's nice. So let's head further in. What do we got here? We have collect power cells. Oh, we never did that one. It's nearby to this area. I'm not sure exactly where the power cells are. So in terms of what I've been up to, I am really excited because this week I released a video called a whole bunch of dyes that you can craft if you're Artifice, and I've really been enjoying working on this series. It's all about the things that you can earn in-game. Oh, here's a power cell, fantastic. This is just one of those kill things, get stuff quests, I guess. And I've really been enjoying showing off the things that you can get in-game, because one of the, I guess, misinformed complaints that I see a lot is that people say everything is only on the cartel market. The things that you can buy with real money, there's some really cool things on there right now, but that's not the point. There is so many things that you can earn in-game. Although there's a ton on the cartel market, I won't argue that in the slightest. There are so many neat things, and I started off with crafting, and I'm actually almost through showing off everything you can craft. Next week there will likely be a video about all the different mounts that you can craft for yourself. We need more power cells. Robots, give me power cells. And I'm just really happy to have been able to do that series. It's not like the most popular thing in the world compared to some of my other guides, but it's nice to be able to say, yes, here is exactly what you can get in this game, and it is not 100% microtransactions and stuff like that. I'm hoping to maybe continue covering reputation and a couple other cool things that you can get in the game easily, like the social gear. Oh, we need to find more droids. The social gear, that gear you can get almost for free from the adaptive vendor on the fleet. Just tons of good stuff out there. I was really hoping to have some time to do the Gree event. That just finished up recently. It was the last Summer of Star Wars The Old Republic event, which is now wrapped up. There were so many events this summer. There was the Rackle event, there was the Gree event, there was double CXP event, there was a double XP event, and of course there is the Nar Shaddaa Nightlife event going on right now, and that is ending August 22nd, 2017. So if you're interested in trying out the gambling event, you can start off the quest on the fleet, just look for the floating terminals, and that's ending later on in the month. And then after that, we'll just have to see what kind of schedule they make and see what else is coming out. There's 5.4 coming out that I talked about last episode with all kinds of cool stuff. Grathan's estate, awesome. The estate of the rogue Sith, Lord Grathan, is a miniature fortress reinforced by cutting-edge weapons technology and experimental shielding. Lord Grathan's cadre of scientists are constantly upgrading the defenses to ensure that airstrikes fail to do harm, only ground-based attacks can do real damage. It's the perfect place for a rogue Sith Lord to make his stand. Lord Grathan has been reinforcing his territory and adding sub-levels to his manor for years, suggesting that his plans to declare himself the 13th Dark Council member has been in progress longer than many assume. Any number of traps and treasures may exist deep underground, guarded by Grathan's personal guards and automated war droids. So, Lord Grathan is no stranger when it comes to sneaking his way up in Sith hierarchy. And if you remember from earlier, Lord Grathan is not the 13th member of the Dark Council, the very powerful group of Sith. He is just trying to declare it. And I find that really interesting because it's the same thing with the Darth title. And from what I understand, there's no official formal way of becoming a Darth. You don't have to pass certain tests, or you don't have to have it bestowed upon you. But from what I understand, you claim it. When you are powerful enough, you claim it. If you claim it too early, people are gonna make fun of you and kill you. That's the usual way of the Sith Empire. If anyone knows more about the Darth title, I would love to hear more about that. I think I may have heard that somewhere. I'm not even 100% sure if that's true. I really want to find that last power core. This is one of the few quests where it's just go around and kill things and hope you get it. I think the last one we did was all the way back on Korriban when we were trying to get that stupid lightsaber. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! Perfect. Deactivate the electric field. Where's that? That's deep inside. Perfect. Exactly where we're already heading. And now we're going to continue on with our Revanite quest. That really cool quest we did last time. And this is actually Grathan's estate, like his true home base. Everything so far has just been kind of the outer manor. And what I love is there's an actual table here. This is like a true house, a mansion, an underground lair to be sure, but so far we've mostly seen kind of state buildings and compounds, and this is an actual home, you could say. Oh, it's making me really want a stronghold. So I did find out something really cool the other day that pertains to free-to-play players, of which I am playing on right now. I know for sure that free-to-play players cannot mail items, so you couldn't mail an item to a different character if you had one. So if you had two characters, you couldn't... Ooh, hey, a person. You couldn't share items between them that way. And I know that free-to-play players don't have access to the banks, like the personal bank. They can't store items for later. Everything you have is in your inventory. That is it. That is all. What's interesting, though, is I found out that even free-to-play players have access to legacy banks, and legacy banks are banks that are shared between multiple characters on your server. So if you put one item on your Javiik character, on your Sith Inquisitor, you can go pick it up later on your Jedi Knight or on your Trooper or anything else. And only unbound items can go in there, and special items that are legacy bound. But it actually gives you a chance to, hey, cool stuff, to share items between characters that I didn't know was even an option for free-to-play players. I figure you just couldn't. wish you guys could see my expression right now. I'm smiling so big. That cutscene was great. Did you see at the end when Javiik almost went and put it on? He didn't have quite enough time. It's not too late, Javiik. Put on the mask. And just in case, here, we'll just stay here and pretend to be Revan's mask. So yeah, that is not an item you can wear, unfortunately. It's an item that's kicking around in your mission items, and it doesn't even have a Revan mask icon. It's just got a generic one. The music for that cutscene was great. Makes me really happy. So we've got a little more to do. It's kind of funny though. If you complete this quest, it's like all the alarms are going off and the hazards have been tripped. But we've still got other things to do, and here we have to go and continue on with our class quest. Did you say anything interesting, Kemval? Sometimes I ignore you, because sometimes you repeat yourself way too much. Ah! He said, when we walked into that treasure room, I've not seen such a collection since Tulak Horde. Oh gosh. I see fire. I vote not to walk in the fire. Maybe we can just like sneaky. Can we go behind? If so, that would be way easier probably than trying to go through the fire. Nope. Oh, fire, go off. Oh. Go on, Javiik, jump! You've got kitty powers. Oh, this one really doesn't want you to sneak around it. Let's see if we can kill these guys. I wonder if it's a puzzle. It kind of looked like they would go on and off and you'd be able to sneak your way through them when they weren't on, but I think this one might just have to take the damage. Go, Javiik, go! I really like the new fire animations. They changed them a little while back. They used to not look quite so good. Apparently someone took it upon themselves and said, today is the day that we upgrade our fire. Hello, droid.
Oh no! Oh, this is a disaster! Simply terrible! Somebody has to stop me! Somebody has to stop me right now!
Are you the one who's controlling these turrets?
I'm ashamed to say yes, but not by choice, I assure you. I'm programmed to understand over 100 languages and dialects, and in not one is the phrase on fire positive when referring to a person. Why, of all droids, I was chosen to maintain these awful things and protect their schematics, I will never understand. Oh, if only I didn't have this terrible restraining bolt restricting my actions. I'd destroy the plans to those turrets in an instant.
Why not shut down the turrets themselves?
Lord Grathan would have me for scrap if I did that. The turret schematics are stored within my databanks. If the restraining bolt was removed, I could delete them, ensuring that no more turrets could be built. It's the next best thing to disabling the turrets themselves. If you value organic life, you will remove my restraining bolt and let me destroy the schematics once and for all.
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's do good things.
I'll remove the bolt so you can destroy the plans.
Oh, goodness, thank you. In just a few minutes, all record of how these vile turrets function will be destroyed. Oh, sweet freedom.
What will you do now that you're free?
Well, I don't quite know. I hadn't thought of that. I imagine Lord Grathan will either reattach my restraining bolt or scrap me entirely if I behave oddly. It seems I have no choice but to stay here. Oh, bother. But thank you anyway.
That was a great question. What will you do now that you're free? I don't know. I haven't thought of the answer to that yet. Oh, would now be a... Nope, now would not be a good time to go travel because we still have further in to go. Thanks, Kemval, for your sweet heals as I went and set myself on fire. I know there's a couple other quests that involve kind of fire turrets like that. The Trooper quest has one. Ooh, what's that? I think the Bounty Hunter quest has one somewhere along the way, but most of them have a way to like sneak around them. I think I've done this quest before and I didn't figure out how then either. It's just a secret I'm missing, I guess. Ooh, shiny. Ooh, what's that? Ooh, I'm not sure. Is this part of my class quest? It wants me to... Ah, I see. It has some bonus quests that we can do. We can destroy people and consoles. Oh, I found people. I don't know about consoles, though. Oh, I saw one right around the corner. Nope. Ah, there's one. Haha. Don't mind me, just destroying your computers. Stay as you are. Oh, right, what I was talking about the legacy bank. And so apparently there is a way to share items between characters on a free-to-play account. They can't be bound items, so like if you picked up a piece of armor and wore it, you can't share it. It'd be really good for things like crafting materials, or if you happen to pick up any legacy armor later on, or if you pick up armor and it's not bound yet, like you don't actually wear it, you can put it in your legacy bank and give it to your other character. Maybe you have 2 Sith Inquisitors or something like that. Though if you're free to play, I really wouldn't recommend making 2 of the same class. You want to really maximize your ability to see all the different stories. Where's that terminal? Ah, I see you up there. And I will pick up my loot just for you guys. So now that I know about this legacy bank for free to play, I need to go get myself a stronghold, because the only way to access the legacy bank, the one shared between multiple characters, is to have a stronghold, a player housing for Star Wars The Old Republic. And that can be picked up on the fleet. And I know you have to be at least level 15. I can't remember if I was on the fleet. I just didn't want to do it, or I wasn't high enough level yet. But I will definitely pick it up next time. Excuse me, I'm trying to press the buttons here. There we go, bonus mission. Does that mean we can press the shiny button in the middle now? Yes, deactivate the electrical field. The sounds of battle. Hello, droids. I can't imagine that. I feel like a droid, if it gets hit by lightning, it would just automatically fry itself. I wonder if people designing droids keep in mind that a Sith Inquisitor might be fighting them and like shockproof them. I really want this. What is this? It is... Oh, it's the cyber neutralizer. I thought it was a lightsaber or something crazy like that. Oh, you know what we did forget to do while we were exploring and we saw Revan's mask area? That we really should have done. We should have talked about what Javiik finds in the vaults of Lord Grathan. So let's talk about that right now before we get all the way out of here. So like I mentioned earlier, Javiik's master left behind a lightsaber with Lord Grathan. Now Javiik has seen this lightsaber before. Apparently we don't get to run into Lord Grathan himself for this quest. And we don't get to actually get the lightsaber. It's a roleplay story thing. I was wondering if we'd maybe meet Lord Grathan. I could say he gives it to us. I'm wondering if the other stories meet him. I believe the Sith warrior does. The Inquisitor just apparently sneaks in, sneaks out. So let's say while Javiik was picking up that very special Revan's mask, somewhere in there, in that vault, he saw a lightsaber that he found very familiar. In fact, the very one that he had touched in his master's home. Hello, who are you? I see an agent. And that lightsaber is one that you guys picked out, and it looks something like this. Now that is a master's lightsaber. So one of my guildmates suggested to throw in a black crystal with a red outline in there because it would go well with Javiik's outfit. And now when I hold this lightsaber, this is not Javiik's lightsaber. This is his master's lightsaber, and we're not even talking about Lord Zash. We're talking even before then. So I'm very much wondering, is this something that Javiik really wants to hold? In my head, Javiik's master's master is not really a good person. He's more of a Sith warrior kind of guy, not as interested in the alchemy side of things. Maybe both Javiik's former master and Lord Grathan kind of rebelled from the more physical side of the Force, and instead both decided to pursue the more knowledge-based, with Grathan going after science and cybernetics, and Javiik's master, Lord Shallan, going after the Sith alchemy side of things. And we've also kind of established that Javiik isn't really a bad person. He is wielding the dark side of the Force, but he's not exactly embracing it. So I don't know if he'd really want to use this lightsaber. So far he has his own lightsaber, and it's fairly special to him. He earned it. So I think he's actually going to stick with his own lightsaber. Maybe he will keep his former master's lightsaber as a bit of an heirloom. Maybe he'll even run into his master later and try and give it back to him. Alright, we're just slowly making our way back so we can turn in all of our quests. We have someone to say hello to right here. That's a really nice view.
Great, you're back. I take it you have the plans to the turrets then? Can't wait to lay me eyes on them. Can't wait to take them back to the Empire.
Not exactly.
What? Those plans were to
Sorry.
revolutionize Imperial anti-personnel defenses. I'm extremely disappointed. Extremely. Because now, I have to report back that my mission was a failure. And it's your fault.
This is like the first person we've actively disappointed. Almost everyone else, we did what they wanted, or we just lied about it. So Javik's gonna get a bit defensive, I think.
My fault. I'm Sith, Captain. I do what I want.
Yes, my lord, sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. I was out of line. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to see if I can salvage this operation, clean up this mess, save my skin, you know.
I found out some interesting lore, or I guess you could call it lack of lore, I'm not sure. But in some of the later flashpoints, there is a character called Lord Kilran, and if you've played those flashpoints, you may remember him as the really annoying sniper. And he was known as, I believe, the Butcher of Balmora? I can't remember quite off the top of my head, but he's a key part of the Empire at the time. And he had some interesting lore I'll tell you about after this.
I heard there was action in Grathan's place. Not many people make it in and out like that. But I'm not seeing my men. Tell me what you found in there.
Aw, this was sad.
Grathan was experimenting on them, converting them into machines.
Machines. Right. I'd heard rumors about Grathan's repulsive methods, and I have a strong stomach, but I feel a little sick right now. I was hoping they'd be okay. What an idiot I am.
Lord Duchess.
They didn't suffer. I made sure of that. It was the least I could do.
Is that right? Well, I actually appreciate that. Guess it had to be done. You got the information I wanted, so you earned your pay. Take it. Those kids won't miss a few credits. Now I've got to send word to their families and return their belongings, then it'll be time to recruit some fresh faces.
I wish you well.
Thanks. I'll need it.
Oh, I want to give Duchess a hug. Can you imagine? Not only she had that like kind of mom dynamic with them, and I don't want to tell you about the lore. I'm too sad. Let's go head over to that Revanite camp. She had the real mom aspect with them, and she has to not only tell the parents that their kids died in combat, which I can imagine is probably pretty rough all on its own. She also has to tell them, oh, and by the way, they got experimented on, and the person who experimented on them tried to turn them into robots. Maybe they just skipped that part when they tried to tell them that. I can only imagine that wouldn't go over well. Especially because Lord Grathan is still kind of out there. He's not been pacified in any way. And speaking of pacified, we can talk more about that interesting Lord Kilran tidbit. So on the Star Wars The Old Republic website, there's a section called the HoloNet, and it has information about classes, planets, flashpoints, lots of story stuff, and it was mostly set up before the game was actually released, and a lot of the writing was done before the game was actually released. And what was interesting is that there was a piece of lore about Lord Kilran on there at some point far in the past. It's no longer there, but it is archived away. That said, Lord Kilran was known as the pacifier of the Togruta uprising. And this came up when someone was trying to make a Togruta character, and they were kind of researching Togruta and trying to find out where their character might fit into the history of Togruta and lore and culture and stuff like that. And it was just really cool to find out that he was known as the pacifier of the Togruta uprising. But we don't know anything about the Togruta uprising. And the page that used to say that no longer says that, so it's kind of a piece of lore that we're not even sure even exists. Did the Togruta uprising happen? Was it something that a writer wrote down real fast and then decided to change their mind about? Just a very, very interesting thing. So we don't even know if it actually happened or not. So if you guys want to play around with your Togruta or a character who has involvement in the Togruta uprising, you could literally make up your own lore for it. You could say it existed, you could say it was a shadow war, you could say it was something that was a conspiracy, just so many really cool options with that. Okay, we have to decide, do we want to give it to him and he'll kind of hide the mask away and continue teaching the idea that Revan was both light side and dark side, both? And that would be my personal option, because Revan, those of you who have played the game know a lot about Revan and who he was and what he did. He was definitely both sides of the Force, there's no denying that. But Javiik does not like making Sith Lords angry, and as far as he knows, Revan's a bad guy. He really doesn't know that much about him himself. So, we're not going to keep the mask for ourselves, though it clearly looked like Javiik wanted to. We are going to keep our special lightsaber for ourselves, and we're going to give her the mask.
Ah, you've returned. You must have talked to Tarun by now. Did you make it out to the estate? Did you? Did you see the mask? Wasn't it amazing?
You can say I'm still looking for it.
I have the mask right here.
Oh, you have it. I never thought I'd see it again. Free from Grathan's prison at last. Free from the hands of heretics. It's a wonderful day.
You can say it's just a silly mask. I live to serve, or...
My trial is complete. The mask is yours now.
I wish I'd been there, cutting Grathan's apprentices to pieces again and again. But it was your trial, your privilege. I have a gift for you, to celebrate your success and the completion of the rite. I can't finish your initiation, only the Master can do that. But I can recognize achievement. You've done so very well. The mask will guide us forevermore.
I'm actually really happy the mask goes in a place of of high view where everyone can see it and everyone can enjoy its presence because it's a very special relic. There is a novel called Revan, very simple name, by Drew Karpyshyn, and it really explains how much Revan's mask is really a part of Revan. It's obviously not everything he was, but it does has a really strong ties to what he is, what he does, and why he does it later, beyond Knights of the Old Republic.
More initiates. The compound's getting less secure all the time. Still, I suppose the Master knows what he's doing. And if you can follow the ways of Revan, we'll judge your worth.
What ways are you talking about?
Revan didn't work alone. Revan had allies, all walks of life. We're no different. You want to join us? You need to face the men and women who got here first and who've proved that they're loyal to the Master.
What exactly does this entail?
You need to show those in the Master's inner circle that you understand Revan's teachings. They'll ask questions. You'll answer. If they're not satisfied, they'll abandon the test of wisdom and begin your test of strength. Revan didn't suffer the weak.
So, if Javiik can't answer the questions, he'll answer with lightning.
I'd expect nothing less. I'll do what's needed.
I'm glad to hear that. Your pilgrimage starts in the jungle. You'll find your first guide there. He'll determine whether you're worth sending on to the rest. Be ready for anything, Initiate. The jungle's dangerous, and so are the true Revanites.
Ah, gloves! I went and emptied my inventory between this episode and the last one. Shh, don't tell anyone I cheated. Aw, those are garbage gloves. It's got stuck between the tiniest fence. It's really interesting when you level on a, I guess, fully kitted out character that you've given things to make their life easier, because there is a couple different portable vendors you can get, so you can just pull them out and sell trash to them right away and sell items to them so you don't have to carry them all around. You have a fully expandable inventory. You have just all kinds of stuff that makes life easier. There's even a really expensive unlock so you can have portable access to your bank and to your legacy bank. I don't think I've even unlocked those ones. They're quite new, they're legacy perks. What's interesting though is a lot of those... Ooh, our quest is down here. That's a shortcut. Oh, Javiik, your cat skills are failures. Hello.
So, you have come. You who would join the Order of Revan. I am Moron Dokas, Lord of Beasts. I am Revanite, and I am Sith. What do you say to me?
You're an alien? Question mark? Me too!
I haven't seen many non-human Sith.
For decades I have served the Master. He found me when I was a lava and saw that I was strong in the Force. Against the Empire's traditions he trained me. This is the way of Revan, to teach all species the path to power.
Apparently, as children, they're known as larvae, and it is canon, because he said it.
Your master is brave to defy tradition that way. Brave or a fool.
He is not a fool. Now you will answer a question. And you will answer well, or face the claws of my pets. Why do you think Revan trained aliens in the ways of the Sith? Why did Revan offer power to all Seekers?
I want to answer wrong just so I can fight. But the answers that you can choose from are, it was just, he was merciful, and it gave him an edge. So, from what I know from Revan, when he was a more light-sided person, he was happy to talk to pretty much everyone. So in Knights of the Old Republic, you were fraternizing with the Mission Veo and Wookiees and Cathars and all kinds of people. And I don't even know if there was an exact reason for it, because you kind of got to choose your own path. But as a Sith, he was not being a good guy. He wasn't being like a balanced light side, dark side Sith. He was just being, evil, trying to take over the galaxy and all that. So, specifically in this case, it gave him an edge, I'm gonna go with.
Revan knew that servants are more useful when they're powerful.
You answer well. You answer wisely. You speak like a true Revanite. You may proceed on your pilgrimage and seek worth in the eyes of another.
Any suggestions on how to deal with this guide?
No. You will do this on your own. Seek the mercenary called SWTOR as she teaches her soldiers. Then shall your trial continue.
Thanks for your useless advice.
Baru Jamunja.
Where are we heading? Now, what's interesting is that depending on how much of Revan's story you've seen and known between the book about him, the Knights of the Old Republic version of him / her, my Revan was actually a Mrs. just like me, and there's also the Revan that's presented in the earlier parts of this game that we may or may not meet later in the story, and also Revan that's presented later in the game. He undergoes a bit of a change, you could say. I won't say too much, but they are quite different, the two Revans that are presented. And depending on how much you know, you could even answer that question very differently, because Revan seems to have different motivations depending on how much you know. Sometimes when he was a Sith, he is just evil. He's evil Sith. Cut off from the Jedi, joined the dark side, had some emotions, and lured others to the dark side. Quiet. Oop, droid. And other times he was gathering forces for a greater threat. He left to fight the Mandalorians. He didn't leave to follow the dark side specifically, but something tempted him along the way. And sometimes there's even a force that's greater than the Mandalorians that he's after. So it's very interesting how his motives change over time. So she is probably not a Sith, I'm gonna guess by the Mandalorian armor.
Talking. Have some of the men head into the city. They've earned a break from training.
Yes, Commander.
It's good to see you alive. Not everyone makes it past Morin. Raymond contacted me from the base. Said you wanted to join our society. Is it true?
It's true. I'm seeking the approval of the Inner Circle.
I'm called SWTOR. I teach these mercenaries how to fight. My service to the Master is a matter of honor. Centuries ago, my clan fought Revan when we invaded the Republic with the rest of the Mandalorians. It was our privilege to battle Jedi. We lost the war over Malchor 5, but that was a privilege too. It's out of respect for Revan that I agreed to join the Master.
And the Mandalorians, when it comes to Revan, were also very, very interesting because Revan... Right, the Mandalorians were trying to fight everybody and anything that moved and could give them a really good fight. The Jedi didn't want to engage them for various reasons, and Revan basically said, I want to fight them. I don't want them to take over the galaxy. And he broke off from the Jedi, and he, along with Malik, encouraged many, many other Jedi to join them, and somewhere along the way they got turned towards the dark side. And then quite a while later, Revan actually became friends with the Mandalorians, and this starts cropping up around Knights of the Old Republic 2? No, starts with 1. You start meeting some Mandalorians, and Revan actually has really strong ties to the Mandalorians, along with his mask.
I see what you're saying.
I serve the Order to ensure Revan's name isn't forgotten. Revan was a warrior, a leader, and deserves to be remembered. Since you're not bound by honor, how do I know you won't sully the Dark Lord's memory? What can you do for the Order in Revan's name?
We can defeat our foes, unearth history, and discover precious lore. Well, Javiik personally, especially with his master and interested in Sith alchemy, he would definitely be okay with the unearthing history or discovering precious lore, but she's a Mandalorian. Mandalorians live to fight.
I can fight. I'll battle the Order's enemies wherever there's need.
Good. But I need proof of that. I sent out a squad of clansmen to hunt the local wildlife. Their camp's nearby. Defeat them, or get yourself killed. And don't worry. Talking here will make sure they know you're coming.
Yes, Commander.
And don't worry, although Javiik would probably lean towards those last two answers, we've got enough lightning to know that fighting's not going to be an issue. So let's go say hi to some Mandalorians who know we're coming. Darn you trees, you're everywhere. Oh. That Revanite did not see us coming, and I didn't see him. Time to go. Oh, we're just gonna attract everybody and everyone. Can we just fight these Mandalorians instead of the ones we're trying to actually get to? That would make things a lot easier. Oh hey! Nope, our quest says these ones are perfectly fine. Level 22, pretty fast. So remember how I mentioned when I hit level 20 after fighting the world boss that experience starts coming slower? We just turned in a bunch of quests, so that probably flavors it a bit, but not seeming to be having any issues with XP at the moment, after we got 2 levels in the last, like, little bit. I just still really love the Mando armor here. I wish they could make it more available. It's just really difficult to get right now because it's cartel market related. Did you see that? That guy was sleeping. He did not know we were coming. Alright, let's go say hi to Seta. See if she'll ask us more questions or if she'll just send us on. I'm really looking forward to getting my mount though. I do like walking around, but I don't like re-walking the same path over and over.
Revan earned the respect of my grandfathers and grandmothers by defeating them in battle. Now you've earned mine. You're not Revan. Not yet, at least. But you're something. You've got my approval to join the Order.
It's an honor.
You'll need to talk to one more person before you head back to the compound. Find Major Pathel. He oversees security on the wall.
I'll be there in but a moment.
Glory to Mandalore, and glory to our master.
She said, you're not Revan, not yet anyway. Does that mean I get to become Revan one day? Definitely, 100%, yes. I'm gonna become Revan one day, you heard it here. So, when we ask questions like, who is Javiik growing into? What will he become? The answer is apparently Revan. I think we're not even close to finishing Dromengas. Light versus dark popped up. It is. The dark side is victorious, and we don't care because we're level 22.
Come on over. There's nothing to trouble us here, and we can speak freely. I'm Major Pathel, at your service. It's always wonderful to meet new initiates. The Order of Revan needs all the dedicated young people it can get.
You're awfully cheerful, aren't you?
A necessary precondition of living on the wall, I think. To keep healthy out here, one needs spirit. I don't know how your other meetings went, but I like to conduct these interviews informally. No point making your life difficult, eh? Quite a few initiates, young officers, acolytes, and the like, think our secret society will help them become Morphs or Dark Lords.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
not like that, I
not
presume?
interested in chasing Moff ship or Dark Lord ship right now.
The Order of Revan intrigues me, but I don't need it to get what I want.
You're ambitious, that's a fine trait. Don't let it get the better of you, though. Not every initiate realizes that advancement in the Revanites does not guarantee advancement in the Empire, nor how dangerous being a Revanite really is. The Dark Council seeks to root us out. So, how do we respond? How do we answer the Empire's accusations of heresy?
Well, we fight would be great for the Mandalorians. We prove that we're correct does not seem to work very well, seeing as the Revanites kind of got exiled a little bit. And he looks like he would like guile.
We move secretly. We manipulate those in power.
Exactly. We work in the shadows to reform the Empire, but we don't betray its ideals. That's all I needed to make my judgment. I'm going to send a message to the compound. Raymond will be waiting for you.
That was easy.
Does this mean my trial's done?
Well, that's not for me to say, but I have a good feeling about you. Journey safely, and be proud to be a part of the Order of Revan.
That guy was way too chipper compared to every other Imperial I've met. Doom and gloom and a certain sense of sadism seemed to run rampant. Alright, as we head to Lord Sash, there wasn't a lot of news updates in the last little bit since I last played. There was some interesting updates about the new stronghold on Umbara though, that I thought were really cool to hear about. They're not set in stone yet, but they've been kind of talking about bits and pieces of 5.4 for a while now. And what they told us is that basically, as you run the Crisis of Umbara flashpoint that's coming up in one of the future updates, you'll gain items, and those items will allow you to purchase a key to this stronghold. I'm guessing that just means you get to unlock the front door, or maybe you just earn the right to buy the stronghold with credits or something like that. They've also said that if you choose afterwards, you can keep running the flashpoint and these items will lower the cost of the stronghold. So for example, right now the strongholds to fully unlock with all the rooms, the player housing, they cost somewhere between 8 to 10 million-ish, give or take. For an experienced player, that's not really that much credits. Like, it'll take some saving, obviously, but it's not gonna break the piggy bank or impossible or anything like that. For a newer player who hasn't been playing for a very long time, that is a huge sum of credits. You obviously would just start and go one room at a time, maybe pick your favorite stronghold and work on it as you earn credits over time. But yeah, 8 million credits is a lot of credits. So with this idea, you can kind of earn your stronghold instead of just buying it, which is kind of a really interesting idea. They've never done anything like it before.
So you finished the pilgrimage. Not bad. I don't know what happened out there. It's none of my business. But the Inner Circle approves of your initiation.
How often do initiates fail?
Honestly, if you can survive the pilgrimage, you're probably a worthy initiate. But a lot of initiates don't survive at all. You did good in this trial. Now you'll have to find someone else to show you the next stage of the journey.
I appreciate the help.
Good luck. Every step brings you closer to the Master.
Do I get to meet Revan at the end? I'm gonna go with probably not. Ooh, this guy's got a nice robe. That's how you know he's high up in the ranks.
Well, you really made it, didn't you? I've been hearing a lot about your progress, hearing about your trials. Your initiation has not been an easy one, but you've met the challenge and showed you can walk Revan's path. Now you may undergo the final rite.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
The Master will complete your lessons, and you'll be welcomed as a full member of the Order of Revan. This is a great privilege. The Master reveals himself to no one outside the Order.
I promise I won't abuse your trust.
You may go to the Master in his chamber. He will be waiting for you. Listen to him, obey him. Through the Master, you will know the path of Revan.
Oh, I'm really excited for this quest because, as I've said, I've played most of these quests a very long time ago, literally years ago. Played the Inquisitor quest before, but I don't remember who the Master is. I don't remember if we're going to be talking to Revan's spirit, or if we're talking to someone who's very close to Revan, or what we are doing. Okay, oh, we just get to talk to a holo terminal. Alright.
You who have died and been reborn, stand before me now. You who have reclaimed the ancient past, stand before me now. You who have demonstrated power and wisdom to my followers, look upon the Master of the Order of Revan.
Look at Revan's lightsaber. It's the same lightsaber that we picked for Javiik's Master's lightsaber. That's awesome. Totally just a coincidence, but very, very cool.
What's this all about? I don't understand.
This is the end of your initiation and the beginning of your true journey. You will walk the path of Revan forevermore. The enemies of the Order will force you to move in shadows. But we shall keep your secrets safe, as you shall keep ours.
The time for subterfuge is over. Know me for who I am,
I thought the Master was a man.
The ruse serves its purpose. Besides, it felt appropriate. Revan's own gender is unclear in many of our records. I apologize for the deception, and for not meeting you sooner, but you must know how badly the Dark Council wants me dead. The Order of Revan threatens everything the Dark Council prizes.
What makes the Order such a threat?
Revan came to Drummond Cass after being reborn. Some believe Revan died at the hands of our Emperor. I believe otherwise. I believe Revan overthrew the Emperor and has sat secretly on the throne for 3 centuries. Aside from our Order, only the Dark Council knows the truth.
You really think Revan replaced the Emperor?
I do. It's the only way the puzzle pieces fit. I have heard whispers in the Citadel. For decades, the Emperor has been in seclusion. The Dark Council no longer speaks with him. The only explanation is this. The Dark Council betrayed their leader and locked Emperor Revan away, seizing power for themselves. They seek to silence us because we know.
We shouldn't let them get away with this.
We won't. It will take many years to free the Emperor, however, and first I need your help on a different matter. My agents tell me that you met with a Sith named Sandor, a man who seeks to destroy the Revanites. End his threat. Go to Sandor and tell him that you met the Revanite leader. Tell him that the leader is his own master, Darth Charnas.
Why would he believe me?
I obtained this Sith amulet from Charnas. Give it to Sandor. He'll believe you stole it from his master while among the Revanites. They will turn against each other. When this is done, though, when you've spoken to Sandor, you cannot return here.
But I thought I was part of the Order.
Sandor must never suspect your true allegiance. You must walk the path of Revan on your own. The path to power. The path neither Jedi nor Sith. May the Force be with you. May it make you strong.
Man, that was the lamest joining of an Order ever. Hey, by the way, if you want to be a part of the Order, you can never return. I originally wanted to, just continue on with the whole Revanite thing. Now I might just turn them in. Because first off, they seem a little crazy. She was saying that... Oh my, she was saying a lot. She was saying that she believes, or rather the Revanites believe, that... I'm not entirely sure what she was insinuating. I believe Revan overthrew the Emperor and has sat secretly on the throne for 3 centuries. Aside from our Order, only the Dark Council knows the truth. I have heard whispers in the Citadel. For decades, the Emperor has been in seclusion. The Dark Council no longer speaks with him. The only explanation is this. The Dark Council betrayed their leader and locked Emperor Revan away, seizing power for themselves. Am I even going the right way? Focusing too much on the lore. Can't tell where I'm going. There we go, yes I am. So this is really interesting. So we know for sure that the Emperor has been very, very quiet. And at this point in the story, we don't really know why. He used to be an actual, person who would sit on the throne and command and stuff like that. But in the last 100 years or so, I'm not sure the exact time, but he just kind of disappeared. Supposedly he continues to speak through the Dark Council, but since there's no proof of him, we kind of just have to take their word for it. And seeing as they're, Sith, our hungry, greedy, evil people, it's kind of hard to take their word for it in the first place. But the Revanites believe he's quiet not because he's left or died or anything like that, but specifically that Revan overthrew him and took his place, but the Sith Council didn't like that and locked him away, and that's why the Emperor's been missing. That's a very interesting idea, and if you want to learn more about that, you should read the Revan book.
The clever slave turned master. You returned from having your ears filled with lies by the Revanites. I do not envy you the experience. Tell me now, did you find what we need? Did you see the face of the leader?
Alright, so we had the most interesting time with the Revanite cult. We got to hear their interesting philosophies, and that was alright with Javiik. The teachings of Revan are pretty cool and lots of history. We did go into that cave, and as far as I know, we saw the spirit of Revan, which was really cool, so it's not all mumbo jumbo. But they kind of have this crazy plot about Revan being in charge of the Empire right now, but not really because he's locked up. That sounds like a little too crazy for Javiik to believe right now. I think Javik's gonna go with not putting his life in danger by staying a Revanite and instead turning them all in. Hopefully, I'm hoping. I'm sad because I should have kept the mask! This is really hard. I don't want all the artifacts to get taken. Okay, so we're gonna say that Javiik then goes and tells Lord Grathan to go steal all the artifacts before the Sith Empire gets them.
She's a Sith Lord, dark-skinned, with black hair and tattoos.
I know her. I know her. Yes! Tari Darkspanner. My master knows her. We will use her. The Dark Council will strip her of her power, her mind, and her life.
Oh, we can say show mercy.
The Master and her followers can still be rehabilitated.
You speak with the weakness of one who has spent too long in the Order. But I will consider it a momentary lapse. I promised you a reward in the name of Darth Jarnus. So you shall have it. You have served the Empire well. Thanks to you, we have the means to obliterate this society of heretics. The name of Revan will be spoken on Drummond Cast no more.
It just seems like a waste.
Better to snuff out the plague than to let it spread. Leave me now. It is time to put Darth Jarnus's plans into action.
Do I still have that amulet, I wonder? Or did I turn it in with the quest? No, I don't have it anymore. I don't know how I feel about that right now. I'm not very happy with my choice. It was a very Javiik choice, but I'm still sad. Let's see. Organizations. The Revanites. The secret society known as the Order of Revan is known only to its members and a few inquisitive outsiders. The society is believed to be several hundred strong, ranging from powerful and influential Sith Lords to military officers and alien slaves. Low status is no barrier to entry, but personal power and fervor are everything. Some so-called Revanites devote their lives to the cult's teachings and exist outside of mainstream Imperial society. Others study and meet in secret, while maintaining ordinary lives. The Order of Revan takes its name from an ancient Sith Lord, a fallen Jedi who used both the dark and the light side of the Force during his lifetime. Revan drew strength from passion, as well as tranquility, took allies who were human and alien, weak and strong. Revanites seek to emulate Revan's ways, seeing him as the greatest of all teachers. See, the philosophy's awesome. The crazy is not. Alright, we are going to return to Lord Zash, and then we're going to wrap it up for the day. But I've been missing Master Zash. She's really cool, and we haven't seen her in a long time. Got so much to tell her about. If she asks what our friend Kembal was up to, I'll tell her that he ate all the treasure in Lord Grathan's vault. If she asks where I got that fancy lightsaber from, I'll say, nowhere. I found it on the ground. I did get a cool ability along the way. I got my Zoom Zoom. I need to keep eyeing that. I still really wish they had fleshed this area out more and had more areas in it that you could visit that weren't part of your class story, like locked away behind the barriers. This was just such a neat area. Ooh, apparently we've got more abilities, and we are really running out of place for them.
The dark side swells within you.
Sweet, we got Consuming Darkness. Consumes the dark energy around you, restoring 40 force. It makes you weary though, so you can't use it over and over and over. Bye, Quick Travel. It was nice having you on my panel. But now you don't fit anymore. Force Slow. Deals kinetic damage and slows the target's movement speed by 50% for 6 seconds. That seems like a handy one, especially in PvP. Not that we're going to be doing a lot.
Go far.
Trust me, you don't want to see me in PvP. That's like my worst. I don't have my keybinds. Half the time I don't know what I'm doing, running around like a chicken. Alright, Lord Zash.
Not a moment too soon, apprentice. Tell me we were successful. Tell me you have the tech we need to destroy Scotia.
I have the prototype.
Fantastic. Magnificent. Perfect. Then the time to do the deed is now. Scotia is in his chambers as we speak. Be ready. Even with the power you have over him, he will be a frightful sight.
And the
Set
little
your
Sith
nerves
and I
of
will
corptosis.
feast.
Turn your fear into hatred. Remember, Scotia stands between us and glory.
I feel as though I've lived my whole life for this moment.
No, you haven't.
Now listen closely. This is how you will kill Scotia. The relic you found under the Colossus is the key to Scotia's power over his Trandoshan bodyguards. Go to Scotia's chambers and show them the relic. The Trandoshans should stand down, or attack him or something. The confusion should be enough. This is the first step.
Then I use the anti-cyborg prototype to disable him, right?
Exactly. With the bodyguards gone, you can get close enough to Scotia to use the prototype you stole from Grathan's. But be mindful. Scotia may be more machine than man, but he's no weakling in the Force. Killing him will still be a challenge.
Do you really think I'm ready for this?
Of course. You ravaged 4 tombs on Korriban and tainted a shard. What's a crippled Dark Lord to you? Oh, I wish I could be there to see the contortions on Scotia's malformed face when you destroy him. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm due to make an appearance at a party in the Nexus Room Cantina. Meet me there when you're done.
I like that she remembered all my ravishing of tombs on Dromenkos. Alright, so it sounds like we've got a big adventure to have next time. So I will see you guys on the next episode of The Wonder of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Bye-bye!